360. Today we've got cast legend Tony Marchant. Hello Tony. First of all, let's talk about your career from the beginning. So how old were you when you began to play rugby?
Amateur, probably about 10-year-old, something like that. Yeah.
Was playing rugby always a dream for you, or did you have other aspirations?
No, not really. I never really thought much about it. I just did it for fun at the time. Played at school, left school, played a little bit. Not really, didn't know what I really wanted to do. No.
What was your first rugby memory?
I would say when I was at school, that were in the junior school, a fella called Mel Mason, who used to play for Featherstone Rovers, brought the Challenge Cup into school, and it was the first time I've ever seen it, and I saw it there live, and just amazing. That was my first recollection.
Who was your role model and why?
What, professionally or watching or?
Either, if you like.
Like I say, I didn't really think about it much till I started getting a bit decent at rugby, and then I thought, might be able to do something here. Like I say, I had no inkling. I didn't know if I was good enough to sign on. I was just played at school. I was in the second team. Not really that good, and just something seemed to click, and next thing I know, there's Hull KR, Leeds, Castleford all wanting to sign me on. So, so going back to the, I would say as a kid I watched Featherstone Rovers a lot, and I watched Castleford. So I would say Malcolm Reilly and Ardesty and Epworth, Don Fox. Featherstone wise, I would say Stevie Nash, Mel Mason. So I didn't really have one person who I thought, oh, I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do to prepare before a match, and did you have any specific diet?
No, not in them days, right. We just have a good scran and watch match at day. Yeah. That's how I prepared. You know, nowadays it's just totally different.
Yeah.
Totally. You know, maybe I've steak and chips and I've just stuck my face with sweets while, like I say, watching a movie and watching match at day, because obviously our games are on Sunday afternoons.
Yeah. 1982 was the year of your first game. How did you feel to debut for Castleford Tigers?
Well, I've covered this story. I did an interview a couple of months ago. I'd left school at 16 and I went to work at Charleston Pit in Wakefield, and like I said, a couple of years there, and then I was playing rugby as well, and I was down the pit. I come out of the pit, went training, and Malcolm Reilly says to me, "Oh, you're playing tomorrow." So I thought, oh right. So the next day I had to go down pit, and I remember saying to my boss, "Oh, I've got a match tonight, I'm playing for Cass." "All right. Right, well you can leave pit about 5:30, kick off were at 7:30.
Yeah.
So I come out of the pit, quick shower, played my debut, and next day I went back down to pit. But as a thing, it's just something I will always remember. My debut, it was against Hull, one of the best Hull sides ever. Yeah. And I was a young 18-year-old kid. It was fantastic.
You won 2 Yorkshire Cups as well as the 1986 Challenge Cup in 1986 against Hull Kingston Rovers, and you scored the first try in that game. How did it feel to score at Wembley and lift the trophy in front of over 82,000 fans?
Well, it's something that you've always, as a rugby player, it's something you've always thought about, and what you'd love to do is play at Wembley. I remember as kids playing up school field, kicking ball about, it would always Wembley final, and we're having a kick about and scoring, so it just went on from there, you know. oh, it was a dream to play at Wembley. Everybody wants to play there, so yeah. We played in 4 semi-finals before that and lost.
Yeah.
So at the time I'm thinking we're never going to get there, never. It's going to bypass me. This time we're only 23 anyway.
Yeah.
But you always think it's going to pass you by. So, but yeah, we got there eventually, and yeah, just a fantastic memory. Scoring that try, you know, it's something people still talk to me today about it. You know, that's 30 odd years ago, so I must have done something right. Yeah.
You also played for Wynnum Manley. Was there anything different about their style of play to the British style that you found easier or harder?
I had a guest appearance with them, not appearance, a guest stint with them, because when we played in that time, you could go, their season was different to ours,
Yeah.
so you could play here and then go and play in Australia, which, if you remember, Wally Lewis did.
Yeah.
He came to Wakefield and played Wakefield and then went back. Well, I played at Wynnum Manley with the King, Wally.
Yeah.
Fantastic, absolutely brilliant place. It's just so much, the environment, everything is different, you know. It's just geared up for rugby league. It's constantly, the weather's fantastic, the kids are just conveyor belts coming through of rugby players.
Yeah.
Going back to how the game differs, it's not that much different. It's not that much different, but it's just, I found it a bit quicker at the time, but the game's advanced now, that everything, it's merged into one, as you can see with this World Club Challenge and things, you know, they are now holding their own with the Aussies.
You won caps for Great Britain and Yorkshire. How did it feel to represent a county in a country, and was there much pressure put onto you?
No, not really though, not much pressure, because I'd represented Yorkshire and Great Britain in the under-19s as well, so I knew what the environment was going to be like. Obviously it's a step up from the under-19s to go into the into full side, but no, just absolutely fantastic, you know. Firstly the Yorkshire, to play for Yorkshire was brilliant. I think we won all those 4 matches when I played against Lancashire. We didn't lose a game. In fact, we played Papua New Guinea tourists. We beat them as well. And I think I scored in every game. Going back to the Great Britain, I remember my debut at Wigan. We played France, really cold, frosty afternoon. Just a fantastic time. I remember every minute of that game. I had a decent game, I tackled my heart out, I scored a try, and I went on then to play against Australia later on in, yeah.
What tips would you give to future players?
Just be prepared to work hard. You know, it doesn't come easy. If you want it bad enough, then you have to work hard at it. Enjoy what you're doing. There's no point in going out and thinking, you know, it's going to be easy. You've got to go out, put the hard work in, and enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy training. Enjoy everything about it, because it goes too quick.
Now talking about post-career. When you retired from rugby, what did you feel you needed to do next?
I didn't have a clue. I did not have a clue. It was just like a shock. It was like a smack round the chops. What am I going to do now? Well, that's it. Now there's things in place for people to go and chat to people. What's the next step? Well, none of that when we were at it. We're just like, what can I do? Luckily, while I was still playing rugby, I was working for Leeds City Council, working with people with learning difficulties. So I had a really good job there. So that was great. So it kept me ticking over.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing what hits you is no more training, no more contact, no more running about, smacking people, tackling. All that's gone, and it's like, wow. You know, you can do as much as you want in training. I still train now, but there's nothing like preparing for a match and going out and getting that atmosphere, walking out to the field and playing a game of rugby league.
But you still get that, don't you? Because you play for the rugby league like Hall Stars.
I did up until last year. I'm beginning to feel the effects now. So I don't know. I might have a game or two, but it's nothing like proper competitive. You know, that's what you miss.
How do you feel Castleford Tigers are doing now compared to maybe the last 10 to 15 years?
I think they've done all right since Daryl's taken over. Daryl Powell, you know, seems to he's got a good squad together. You know, they just need a little bit of self-belief. You know, they can go out and beat any team on the day. It's just they need that belief that they're going to do it. I've been in a couple of times and had a chat with the boys, and I think I did it before the last game they played at Wembley. They played in that game and froze when, you know, like I say, they've got the players there to do it. Yeah. It's just a matter of having belief, you know, that they work hard, they train hard, they put some fantastic performances in, and then sometimes they'll just let it slip. So, you know, it's the potential's there. I think it really is. Comparing it to the last, 15 years, did you say? Yeah. I can't really go back that far. You compare teams over, like I'd say, 2 or 3 years to develop.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, but in the last 5 years or so, I think they've developed really good into a strong team.
Expansion has been a big topic in the past few years, with teams such as Toronto, Toulouse, Catalans, and recently Red Star Belgrade joining the English leagues, alongside the talks of a New York team. Do you feel that this benefits rugby league and helps to promote the sport?
Yeah, I think change and moving forward is always good, but not for the detriment of other teams. I think, you know, they want to start and get the players. You know, firstly, there's no second team playing. You know, they've got a squad of 28 players. There's no second team. There's kids going from game. We're losing kids left, right and centre because at 16, what they've got in place is, it's called a scholarship. Them kids don't make it at 16. Boom, they've gone. They'll pick so many out of that 16 then to go into 18s. So they've lost a whole lot of kids there, what could move up. Then them 18s, if they don't make it, then they're either in amateur or they've gone out of game. So there's a lot to be said about having a second team. You know, you can have your first team players who are coming back to get the match fitness playing, as well as these kids coming through, and it's going to benefit everyone and every club. But they talk about money and everything, and developing and going to Toronto and Russia, whatever. They need to get the own house in order first. That's my opinion. But
we're now 5 games into the 2019 season, and there are a couple of new rules that have been brought in, such as golden point and shot clock. Do you feel these new rules will benefit the game? Yeah,
I think so. It looks, looking at it so far, the game's a lot faster. Yeah, anything to get the game going. Yeah.
One topic that has been occurring lately is the 2-ref policy. Now, according to RFL, they've stopped it now. They're not wanting to think about it anymore. Do you think having 2 refs would be a good thing, or do you think that just having one would be the best?
Well, it seems to work all right in Australia. You know, they've been doing it for the last few years. I think the thing is in this country we haven't got enough refs. to do that, and I think that's why, I don't know, that's why they might have put it on back burner. In Australia, it's a completely different scenario. They've got a big pool of referees to choose from, and I think, you know, that's the only difference. But yeah, it does work, and yeah.
Do you think any of those referees from Australia could come over to England? I know Matt Chechin was on about coming over to England, and I know we've had Ashley Klein in the past, and Tim Roby. I think he was in England at one point and obviously went over to Australia.
Yeah, the thing is, obviously now with our seasons run parallel, you know, I suppose it could have been a good thing if we were running parallel, but obviously them top refs are wanted in Australia, so, you know, I know what I'd sort of be reffing.
Thank you, Tony. Is there anything you'd like to say to the fans of Rugby League 360?
I think it's great what you're doing, this Rugby League 360, young people getting involved in Rugby League. I think it's great, you're showing good enthusiasm, keep it going, do well, get it out there on your social networks, and give it a go and see what you can make of it.
Right, thank you.
No worries, mate.